Hi, this is Michael Rony Mullick, and you're watching the Post Market Show. So today is the 26th of May, and sorry there was a problem with the live stream, so I'm having to shoot it again. So to talk about the Nifty, it was absolutely crazy. The mayhem ends. That is the title of the show. So the May month was absolutely very volatile. The markets have made huge moves, both up and down, and so finally it ends with 26th of May being the last Thursday of the month, and the last day of the expiry was also uh, in tune with the title. The mayhem has finally ended. It was very volatile expiry for everyone. So let us discuss about Nifty. So Nifty has actually, if you look at the charts of Nifty, so this is the 5-minute chart of Nifty. The markets opened with a gap up, and then the markets continued with a downward trend. So Reliance was responsible for this big candle at 1025 is attributed to Reliance falling almost from 2608 to 2578. So this is Reliance, and that brought Nifty below 16,000. 16,000 was a very important area for Nifty. So we have discussed about 16,000 being a very important zone for Nifty, and that was broken. And when that was broken, people who were actually holding the 16,000 put option, they had to cover their position. That brought the markets even down. Then the markets took support around 15,900, but then we saw almost a V-shaped recovery after 12:30, and this 1 o'clock to 105 5-minute candle, the Nifty was up almost 80 points. So this changed the complete sentiments of the market. People who thought 16,000 would be a very strong resistance for this expiry, the markets would expire below that level. It was not the case. Clearly the markets opened, broke 16,000 in a matter of few minutes. It moved higher and higher, took a beautiful resistance at 16,140 levels, and from there it came down a bit. So this was coinciding with 2 p.m. So we are seeing the 2 p.m. selling in the markets happening on a regular basis. But the markets took support around 16,060 and again continued its upward journey and ended the day at a high of 16,201. So again, the markets have ended in the green, but people who are doing the intraday trades were caught. So both directional and non-directional players were caught in this. So I was non-directional for the day, and when the market started a downward journey, I was holding on to a 15,800 put sell and 16,300 call sell. So when the markets were moving down, I was booking profits in my call options. I was bringing down 16,300 to 16,250, 200, 150, 100, and I was holding on to 1650 call option when the markets reversed from here, and it did not give me a time to cover this, and I was also busy with some events. So then I sold it at around 8 rupees. I had to cover it around 36 rupees. So that was again a huge loss. And then the mistake was from my side. I booked losses on 16,050, moved it to 16,100, and then the markets have broken that as well. So again, I had to book losses in 16,100. I had to shift to 16,150, 200, 250, and then I had to bring my puts up. So again, it was absolutely mess, and finally ended up the day with losing about 4% of my capital, which is again something important. I would have loved to keep my losses between 1% or maximum 2%, but it was such a day when it made crazy moves, and I was not in front of my computer, so that the market I was not able to manage the positions correctly, and ended up with this 4% of loss on my capital. But it is okay. The markets, there are profits and losses, so I'm sure I'll be recovering the losses pretty soon. And the markets will always teach you lessons when you are least expecting it. So I was sitting in good amount of profits 12:30, and then this sudden up move has wiped off my profits, and I actually ended up in the loss. So this is markets. The moment you feel you know everything, the market will show you its true color. So this is the thing. So as long as the capital is there, you can always live to fight another day. And with that learning, I'm looking forward to my training days in the coming week. So that is how the things have been for me. So not a positive day, but it's fine. Things happen, and I'm taking it in a positive note. Anyway, talking about Bank Nifty, it was strongly outperforming Nifty. It was slightly down, but it never broke 34,400, and from there we saw a huge up move. So how important was the move? Let's show the daily chart to see this. So the daily chart in Bank Nifty, if you look at Bank Nifty levels, which we talked about, 34,800 being a major resistance for Bank Nifty. It broke that, and not only it broke 34,800 on the upside, it filled the gap as well. So there was a gap filling to be done at 35,100 level. Even that gap was filled today in Bank Nifty, which means the markets are very bullish right now. And so we were we talked about if banking stocks as well as IT stocks outperform, we will see a huge up move in the Nifty, and exactly that happened today. So for the past few days, we were seeing either IT up, banking down, or banking up, IT down. But today, both the IT index and well as the financial services as well as banking stocks have outperformed, and that is why the Nifty has up so much, because these two sectors almost make 50 to 60% of Nifty. So if you look at the Nifty movers for the day, let us see the index movers. So you can see on the top 6 gainers are HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC, TCS, SBI, and Infosys. So we will see the finance stocks and the IT stocks are on the top gainers. So this is how the Nifty has looked like. So the top loser is Reliance. So Reliance had a bearish day, down by almost 1%, and then ITC and Hindustan Unilever both are down. So if you look at the sectoral indices, out of 10 sectors, all sectors ended in the green, with FMCG the only sector, not all 10 sectors, sorry, 9 sectors ended in the green, with FMCG ending in slight loss. So the reason for this is nothing but ITC. So ITC has announced around 6.25 rupees per share as dividend, and that is why the share is 6 rupees down by almost 2.2%. Now this is a common thing. So if you are an investor, you will know that whenever dividend is announced in a stock, the stock price falls by the amount of dividend announced. So that is exactly what happened in ITC. So nothing to panic about. The investors would be getting their money credited to their bank accounts, so they can enjoy the dividends. So nothing much to worry about ITC. It's a very strong share fundamentally, as well as current price action shows there is a lot of strength in ITC. And talking about other sectors which ended in the green, so today we saw that the financial sector, especially the PSU banks, ending all in the green. So Nifty PSU index is up by 3.16%. So the major stocks which gained are SBI up by 3.2%, Bank of Baroda 4.7%, Central Bank 5.9%, and Indian Overseas Bank up by 6.5%. So that is why the Nifty PSU is up so much. Even the metal index is also up. So after we saw the huge underperformance from metals, we see that the Nifty metal is up by almost 2.6% today. So if you look at the shares, we see Tata Steel up by almost 5.2%, JSW Steel up by 4.4%, and Hindalco up by 2.7% is why the metal index is also up. And talking about some stocks which moved significantly today is Indigo, or Interglobe Aviation. This is the Indigo Airlines that people travel in, one of the favorite airlines of many people. So it is up by 10.3%. The reason is it announced a net loss in Q4, but along with this, the company said that they are planning to increase the fare prices, and that is why the shares is up by 10% despite posting huge losses. A similar story in Torrent Pharma as well. The company is also 10% up, the share prices. The company posted a loss of 118 crores for the Q4, but it also announced a 1:1 bonus share issue. So that is why the share is up by almost 10% for the day. So these were some of the important stocks to be discussed about, and we have done that. Let us look into the FII, DII selling and buying activities. FII continue to sell their shares, sold about 1600 crores, but today the DIIs have almost bought double the amount of FII selling, almost close to 2900 crores. So that is why the markets are so much up. So we saw huge amount of market going up right from 15,900 to almost 16,200. That's almost a 300 point up move. This can be attributed to the DII buying activity as well. This is the FII DII buying and selling activities. Talking about the India VIX, so the volatility index is actually down today by a huge margin. So it is almost down 10.15%. So more than 10% down. India VIX is currently at 22, which is again a good sign. If the VIX falls below 20, we can expect the market to stabilize, and if it falls below 15, we can expect the market to turn bullish in the short term. So this is how the India VIX looks like currently. Talking about OI data for the next week, we have the Bank Nifty first. So let us see the Bank Nifty June expiry. So Bank Nifty June expiry is the PCR is at 1, so it means almost markets are neither too bullish not too bearish. So same amount of calls and puts are written on both sides. So this is just Thursday, so we have to wait more to see some clarity. At least the Monday will show some trends in the market. So till down on Thursday, the Nifty is also same. The put call ratio is at let me choose the 2nd June expiry. This is the next Thursday. Yes, the put call ratio is at almost 0.98. So we see huge amounts of call and put being written on both sides. The PCR is showing almost a very flat market right now. Again, I told you we have to wait for Monday at least to see some kind of movement in this open interest to at least understand the trend. Now going to the all important US markets. US markets are all trading in the green. S&P 500 up by 2%. S&P well above 12,000. It is trading at 3% up, and Dow Jones also 1.8% up. So huge up moves by the US indexes is what we see currently. That is obviously good for the markets. So hopefully the US market have bottomed out at least for the very short term. And so US markets, there has been 2 important developments. We talked about the FOMC minutes of the meeting. So the Fed chairman Jerome Powell has said that the Federal Reserve will be increasing the interest rate by 50 basis point for the next 2 months, like June and July. So that is what the market had expected, and that is exactly what happened. So the markets did not react to that. And the next data was the GDP data, which we talked about, was supposed to be announced at 6 p.m. in the evening Indian Standard Time, and it was announced. So you can see that the growth rate is people were expecting a 1.4% decline in the growth rate, and it came out to be 1.5% decline in growth rate. So this is almost close to what the people had expected, and the markets are trading firm right now because this is again a lag indicator. So people had expected this to happen, or since the market are up, people believe that the worst is over. From here we can see a recovery in the US economy. So that is why the markets are interpreting it as a non-event, and that is why the markets are up so much. Okay, we talked about FOMC and GDP data of US. So talking about US VIX, it should also come down. Yes, US VIX is down. So it is almost 227 right now, down by almost 4.3%. And there are still 2 hours left for this US markets to end. So let's see how it ends. So the SGX Nifty is showing 16,284, which is almost 110 points up from where we closed. So that is also something good to keep in mind. It is almost 0.6% up. SGX Nifty is showing that. So that is something good. So we can expect the markets, if the US markets does not sell off towards the end, the chances are very less of that happening. So we can expect a slight gap up tomorrow, and maybe the markets can continue their uptrend in the coming days as well. So talking about other things, the dollar index is coming down. It is at 101 currently. So $101 index, we were seeing it was moving up to 102, but now it is again coming down. So that is something good. USD INR remains firm at 77.5. So we are seeing that it consolidating around this level. So it is still firm. Nothing to worry about. And now the crude oil prices is again something we should be worrying about, because it is at $114.5 per barrel. So you can see it was consolidating in this zone, but if this breaks 115, this level breaks, we can see further up move in crude oil, and this can sign again a bearishness, at least in the Indian economy, because if the crude oil prices rise, the fuel prices will rise over here, and that will again further increase all the prices, and inflation will also rise as a result of the rise in crude oil prices. So this is something to keep in mind. Talking about the levels for tomorrow, so Nifty clearly is up. It's almost 16,200. Talking about Nifty, 16,400 will be acting as a major resistance level going in the coming days, and if that is broken, 16,600, so there is some gap above that. So 16,630 is going to be the next major resistance for Nifty. On the downside, 16,140 level, and if that is broken, 16,000 is going to act as a major support for Nifty, at least on the short term, is what I feel. Talking about Bank Nifty is bullish. Now, I told you 34,800 will act as a strong support for Bank Nifty, and because this was a resistance for so many days, once a resistance is broken, it becomes a strong support. So that we can expect the market to take support around that level. And talking about Bank Nifty, so it can trade around 35,000 and above. The next resistance can come around 35,500 levels to 36,000 levels. So that is what we can expect in Nifty. So let us see how the markets end in the US and how the Asian markets open tomorrow. So with all those updates, I will be back again tomorrow morning 8:30 for the pre-market show, where we discuss the levels for the tomorrow's trade. So with that, I will end the post-market show right here, and hope you had a good time watching it. Thank you for watching.